that looks like. Yeah. Good. Sweet. Because it says sending data, so.
Oh, this was the first video. But it says live on it, though.
Cool.
And yours says you're scheduled for 8:53.
I'm indestructible. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Master of what? Good morning, Gumbo Nation. How's everybody doing? Got a lot of people hanging out with us already this morning. That's awesome. Got a great show planned for you today on 15th anniversary of Katrina. Can you believe that? Wow. Sammy, how old were you in 2005?
I was 8 years old.
8. Get your mic.
I was 8 years old. Actually, I was 7 when it hit.
So you were the kid Vicky had to put into the car. Come on, son. We're going on a little trip.
See, what we did was we went to Destin first, and we were, I think, at the Hilton or something, which was on the beach, and my dad sees the 8-foot waves roll, and he's like, this probably won't work.
Yeah.
So we went to Gainesville for 2 months.
Nice.
I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I missed all of 4th grade. I was kayaking rather than doing algebra homework. I was like, this is cool.
Right.
Had no idea the devastation going on
Right.
at my home state. Couldn't comprehend that at the time.
All right, one minute.
Yep.
Yeah, my wife was pregnant with our first kid, so like he has no idea because
No, same thing.
No idea.
Yeah. Gavin was born in February of 06, so no idea.
I spent 2 months in a hotel room with a pregnant lady.
Yep.
I'm in the express lane to heaven right now.
Ditto. Yeah.
You've been through it, then,
Ditto,
Dave.
brother.
It sucks.
We had 3 because my 2 sisters and me all had kids within 3 months, all pregnant. And we were all in the same house.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got
house
a couple,
that hormones
I got a couple
built.
sins. I got a couple gimmies.
All right, 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
What's cooking, Gumbo Nation? You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Dwayne Stein, the Gulf South Mortgage Authority. And if you want to join the show today, 504-260-0995. Hey, if you want to hang out with us, listen, we're all over the place. You can check us out on the iHeartRadio app. Gregory Ricks is Winning at Life app. Those are just some of the staples. Facebook, we're all over Facebook. Mortgage Gumbo TV over on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Periscope. You name it, we're out there. Or just look for that gigantic chef hat in the sky, which in 2 weeks is 6 years that we've been on air, thanks to you, the listener. So excited about that. That is for sure. So we'll be having a little show there. Hey, next week is our 6th annual fantasy football, our Labor Day tradition, our fantasy football spectacular. So excited to be able to get, because during his busy schedule, the guru, the fantasy football local guru, Jason Fontenelle, he'll be in studio joining us to give his tips as we head into, which is a unique time when it comes to sports, but A lot of people out there still playing fantasy football, probably more now than ever, especially, if you're not going to be able to get in and do some things like that. So he'll be in studio next week as we take a little bit of just a small break from just the everyday real estate world or bringing you education and options. I guess we're still bringing you education. It's just fantasy football for that next week. So, hey, if you want to join the show, 504-260-0995 or shoot us an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. So, this date on a calendar, and, we were just talking about it before we went on air. Sammy was 7 at the time, right?
Right.
But August 29th is a day that, for me, I can right now, even though it's 15 years later, I can right now take you almost through the day. And I can even tell you that right now, doing this, I can remember being with my son wasn't born yet, along with my 2 sisters who were pregnant as well. So I guess we know what all of us were doing around that time of year, right? So that's gross to think of my sisters, but whatever. So all in the same house, along with family, pregnant ladies everywhere. And I remember watching the TV around this time, thinking, we're okay. And then I think it was about 10 o'clock is when that levee broke over in New Orleans in Lakeview area, and then everything kind of just went heck in a handbasket there. But, there's certain dates in your life that you remember. When a child's born.
Your wedding date, I'm sure.
Yeah, your wedding date or dates. Things like, graduating from college, high school, fun things like that. But also, Katrina is one for, I know everybody that's in this listening audience right now. 9/11 is another one. But, for me, I've spun it into, instead of a negative, I can remember it just being, when I talk about 9/11 or we talk about Katrina, just an absolute, such a good feeling of everybody coming together, right? Locals helping locals, people doing what they needed to do, everybody being affected, but if you were less affected than somebody else, I can remember going down to St. Bernard and the house being, you could see the water line was over the roof, right? Was at the pitch of the roof. And neighbors trying to find out their houses being off of the, the framing, so to speak, off of the foundation, and just trying to help out. Everybody was affected. There's not one person right now that's listening to this that doesn't have a story or knows somebody so close to them that was affected. And, that's the thing. And you look at it, what does New Orleans, what does the Gulf Coast, what does these cities, what does our area look like now compared to then?
It's been reshaped.
Everything's been reshaped, right? When you look at, now there's great things too, because there was no better feeling than the year later with the Superdome opening. That's a day I'll always remember, right? For
block
sport.
Kick, right? With
right.
Gleason blocking the kick
right.
against the Falcons.
So all those type of things that are going on, and, and then last week at this time, we're sitting here wondering what's going to be happening, what's going to be going on. We had Marco at the time. We had Laura at the time. And for us here, we sort of feel like in this area, some of us were affected by winds. And listen, I could tell you, and I'm going to try to see if we can get her to join us in the second segment. Been reaching out to her because I know her phone's have been ringing off the hook, is the queen of insurance, themonarchins.com, Colette Beancoff. Trying to get her to join because, all I heard her giving all week was tips how to file a claim. So, there's pandemonium going on right now to our neighbors to the west and North Louisiana, over in Texas. And, you know, it was a big windstorm. Now, people on the coast got lots of water, but people are scrambling. Where is, tarp? So everybody's handling that stuff right now. But what I want Colette to come on is kind of talk about, okay, now how do we get the insurance claim? How do we get the claim started? You know, those are some things that if we could get her on, and we're trying feverishly, that if we could get her on, then I think that's going to be something just to sort of share. But so thoughts and prayers go out to, again, I know people that were affected by this. I do business in that area, and it's going to be a while. I mean, when you see what that wind did to a lot of structures, it's going to be a long time. And the recovery here is still not complete. You look at areas like New Orleans East and stuff like that, it still hasn't made a total comeback. That's for sure.
And like the storm surge in the fishing communities, that was, quote, unsurvivable. I mean, we've seen pictures in Lake Charles. We've seen pictures in Lake Charles of buildings destroyed, roofs wiped off, cell phone towers folded over. They had the Capital One building. All the windows were shattered. 80% of the windows were shattered.
Yeah.
I mean, so much destruction. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. And some things here. Listen to this. Most intense hurricanes. And, look, we're going to talk about mortgage stuff. Hey, good news. Just saw Colette just peeked her head in. And I was like, hey, get out of the way. For those who follow us on like Facebook and stuff, she was standing in that camera view. And, I mean, people want to see my sexiness, Colette. So come back in when you get a chance. I know you're listening. For those that don't know, I share an office with Colette. So I should have known that she would be in this morning. That's for sure.
Every Saturday. It never surprises me.
So most intense hurricanes to hit Louisiana landfall. Listen to this. 1856, it was called Last Island, 150 miles an hour. Well, guess what? Laura, 150 miles an hour, right? Now, here's one that my mom, my dad, and I know a lot of people in this area are familiar with, and guess what? That's Betsy. Betsy was 130 miles an hour. So Laura hit 20 miles an hour stronger with wind than Betsy. And then Katrina was 125. So that gives you an idea there of just the strength. And then when you look at the pressure, nothing still tops Katrina or Rita. Poor Lake Charles. Katrina had 920 megabytes or bars, whatever it was, of pressure in the atmosphere when Katrina hit landfall pressure. Laura was 938. Rita, which was another hurricane over in which came right after Katrina over in Lake Charles, was 937. So, listen, they took a punch over there, but the one thing I know about South Louisianans, Southeast Texans, guess what? We're resilient. We'll fight back, and we'll make sure that we do what needs to be done to help out. So, make sure, hey, visit themonarchins.com. If you need any information, look, you could also feel free, go to mortgagegumbo.com. Fill out a contact form if you need help, if you want to know where do I need to go and different things like that, then, let us know. That's for sure. We will get you in touch and help you in any way that we can. So, hey, on the show, listen, the good news is our next segment looks like Colette's going to be with us. She's going to join us live here in studio. She's going to break down for us how do you file a claim, what are some important numbers, okay? We're also going to talk about interest rates. Last week we brought up how the Fed increased the FHFA rate. Well, guess what? They giveth, they take it away like Indian givers, and then they give it right back. So that's good news for you when it comes to interest rates. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then I've got some things that I see it on a daily basis that I just want to share. And I call them credit wreckers, okay? And these are things that will absolutely wreck your credit when you're in the middle of doing a mortgage. So stay tuned. We've got Colette Biedenkopf, the queen of insurance, themonarchins.com. We'll be in studio on the other side of the break. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995.
You're unbelievable.
Sammy, you just pull this way a little bit, and then let me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, you get to see us do a little live setup here.
You going under the table with it?
Give me here. How about this? Get one of those things.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Bing, bang, boom. All right.
It's like a NASCAR pit stop.
Huh? I mean, all right. Do a mic check real quick.
Is it on?
Yeah, it is.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
A little bit more.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Make sure you stay on the mic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that one's a low one.
So when Dwayne starts talking to him, just look at him with your eyes and keep your mouth on the microphone. Because we all know we don't really want to look at Dwayne.
No.
No, we don't.
I'm like Medusa, son.
It's my friend playing golf.
What shirt you wearing today? I gotta pull you up on Facebook. You wearing
Amazing
something
in
funny?
bed. I can sleep for hours. Written in very fine little print.
Nice. You need a T-shirt shop sponsor, dude.
Yeah, they hooked me up. I throw it out to them quite a bit. T-shirt po' boy. I gotta
that's
get
right,
you,
yeah.
I gotta get you. I'm gonna get with Beth this week and get you some mask over there, man.
Sweet. All right, 15 seconds.
So are we starting on pre-destruction or post?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Welcome back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. This segment's brought to you by The Fence King, division of Dan Blanc Services. Visit needoffense.org. That's needoffense.org. 20 years experience, hundreds of Facebook and Google 5-star reviews. He even puts a guarantee on his fence. No high-pressure sale. Visit needoffense.org and check out his virtual fence designer. That's the Fence King, needoffense.org. All right, glad to have in studio Total Home Authority member Colette Biedenkopf, affectionately known as the Queen of Insurance, is in studio. And I know I wanted to see if I could have her in here, and she's Johnny on the spot. Of course, I said, hey, I'm going to try to reach out to her by phone. Couldn't answer my calls because she was busy working already on a Saturday, handling some stuff. So, you know, I wanted to, because I know a lot of us in the first segment, Colette, we were talking about, well, hey, officially, welcome to the show, Colette.
Thanks,
Biedenkopf.
Dwayne.
So glad to have you. Always love it. I know my listeners love having you on the show as well. So, you know, what I want to deliver, and as the Total Home Authority, I know about insurance, but I'm not an insurance guru like you are. So what I want to do is I want to help. Right now, it's the aftermath, right?
Yes.
It's come, it's hit. People are assessing what the heck is going on. And I need you to kind of help guide them on you see it. You were a claim specialist forever. So if anybody can give advice on how to help get claims through in the advice, I'll let you kind of just let my listeners know what they need to do. So, because locally, guess what? I've heard about some roofs being damaged with some wind on the coast. I've had some people contact me and stuff like that this past week. So kind of tell us, give us some direction.
I think a misconception for a lot of folks is we can't move anything until the adjuster comes out. So that's a myth.
Love that.
What you want to do as a homeowner is capture on your camera phone, on your phone, what the damage is. Okay, number one. The adjuster can look at the photos and tell what was damaged, and they can adjust it from there. The important thing is, as a homeowner, you don't want the home to be damaged even further, waiting for an adjuster. Okay, waiting for a call back from an adjuster. The adjusters, when a catastrophe occurs, are being, let's just say, gathered at that point, and they're going to be getting multiple assignments. So those folks are working as fast as they can to reach out to you to make appointments to come out, possibly even doing Google Earth, aerial views to try and assess the damage to your house. So don't think that you have to wait for the adjuster to physically get to your home.
That's awesome advice, especially with wind damage, roofs blown off.
Right, exactly. Like put the tarps on, vacuum up if you can, the water, whatever you can do. What you're trying to do is avoid mold growth, okay? So the less damage that occurs after the event, the better off you are. So that is the biggest question I get is, do I have to wait for the adjuster to come out before I have so-and-so fix the roof? Absolutely not. Fix the roof. Keep your receipts. Take photos of what's going on. In this day and age, with technology the way it is, some of the claims can be handled without someone not having to physically come out and inspect the damage, because everything technology is what it is. Right. You can email the photographs. You can email the receipts that you have to the adjusters. So please, I'm begging people, take photographs, keep your receipts, stay in communication with your insurance company, but don't think they have to physically come out before stuff begins in repairs.
Okay, that's awesome advice.
So that's a big one. Having an inventory of what you have prior to an event is very, very important. Dwayne wanted me to talk about a lot of what goes on after, but there's a lot of things you need to know that you need to do before that affects the after. And so one of the things I remember doing myself before we left to evacuate in Katrina was going through my home and doing a video of the interior just so I would have a recollection of what I had. I mean, those of you who have gone through Katrina and you come back and, your house has now moved down the street a block, it's hard to remember, all of your inventory, all of your contents that you had in the home before.
And you're in an emotional state.
Oh,
right?
You're post-traumatic
you just
stress.
Lost everything, and you don't remember sometimes. I know my mom will be like, it was years later, she'd be like, you know what I never did find was
exactly.
This. Right?
Exactly. There's no way you can mentally inventory everything in your home when it comes to losing all of it.
Okay.
So definitely take a little tour of the inventory in your home before an event. In fact, right now, just with this season being so active, not a bad idea to do it this weekend.
Right.
Just take a tour of the home because it did help me actually after the storm, because I had done Even my closets. Just did a little video inside my closets. Well, I had damage on my roof that was in my bedroom that flooded out my closets. I had people go in there before me and just start tossing everything.
Right.
Which is another thing that happens now that I remember. So you'll have a lot of crews come in after a catastrophic event, and they just start dumping, right? They're coming in to clean it out, to dry it out, to make sure that the mold growth doesn't occur. Well, they're just throwing everything into bags and dumping it. By the time you get in there, it's cleaned out, and you can't remember what you had in the closet, which is what happened to me.
Okay.
So I did have to go back and review.
So for the folks that you were telling, hey, get in there, clean up the place, listen, I mean, it's not like crews are going to be coming through. So even right now, as you're going in and you're doing this, take the pictures of what's left in there. Right? Is what you're saying. Take
well,
and
yes.
when you are pulling the stuff out of the house, you know, I don't want to say you want to be organized doing it, but at the same time, have somebody maybe taking pictures of you ripping up the carpet.
Correct.
Doing those things, right?
Okay, let's all be honest. This is what you and I, as homeowners, would be the you and I going in to clean up the houses, our own houses.
Right.
Okay, not everybody has that. You have an aunt, you have an uncle, you have an older person who is getting their grandson to do it, their grandson's friends to do it, blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm saying taking all that information in before an event is important because I might have my son and his friends going to clean up people's houses, and they're just dumping the stuff into garbage bags.
Uncle, grandpa is probably not lifting the dresser out.
Correct.
Like
They're
that.
not the ones in there in the muck trying to clean everything up. So having being prepared is so important because it helps you on the back end. After the storm, now that we're reflecting on it, I was not a property adjuster. Okay. I was a casualty adjuster, but because I was an adjuster, friends and family were relying on me to help them through the process of the claim.
Sure.
And the most difficult part of the entire process was accounting for your contents, what you had in there. So I can't preach to you enough to take an inventory via video before an event occurs, because believe me, it will help you on the back end capture the claim information so that you get put back whole again.
Right.
That's the best way.
So let me ask you this, because I know on your website you have all the phone numbers, for
our bigger carriers where we have the most business placed, so that someone could go to the site and see the carriers. There's so much. You and I have talked about this before, and it's like, okay, I was thinking to myself, where is the best resource for clients to get that information? If you're a TWFG customer, there is an app, a TWFG app that you can download from the Apple Store or Android. And if you sign up for this application, every policy you have with a TWFG agent is all on that app. And you have access to your declaration pages on that app on your phone. So obviously that would be one source, one place to get your home auto flood deck pages with the phone numbers to the company. Okay. Right there. I know everyone is not a TWFG listener, but
there's apps out there. Probably.
Obviously the app is going to be your most go-to quick resource to have that information. If you are nowadays, when you sell a new home policy or an auto, you can sign up with a password and a login, so you always have access to your policies that way. So I highly recommend you do that. You can access it anywhere, anytime, all your information directly by signing up with your homeowner insurance carrier, flood insurance carrier, or your auto.
All right, Colette. So for those of you, because I see your phone blowing up as we speak right now, and you're in here on a Saturday rocking and roll. So themonarchins.com, themonarchins.com. What's a good contact number? Hey, if somebody wants to call in, they've got questions. Hey, they want their policy reviewed by you to make sure. Look, like you said, we're in the heat of hurricane season. Give us a good number while they can reach you at.
985-951-2070.
Absolutely. Colette, thank you for taking a few minutes of your time. She's the best. She's the queen. We don't just give her that crown and that title for nothing, the queen of insurance. Visit themonarchins.com. Hey, on the other side of the break, we're going to give you some credit moves that will wreck your credit, which can affect your mortgage. Had a couple happen this week alone. So, hey, we're going to chat about that and more. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995.
Pre-storm prep, right? Is what it sounds like.
Well,
yeah, really, yeah.
You got to know what you have before it hits. So you
All right, 4 minutes.
Well,
claim
one of the things I learned, and it was unfortunate, but I got lucky. Like when I got married, I was living in an apartment, and you get tons of gifts, and I was like, how are we gonna know? So me by mistake videoed all the gifts, which wound up years later. I had all that stuff. Wow. Because I was videoing, all right, and it was like, okay, this is from, and I opened the card, because, you do, if you're going to write it later on down the road, stuff like that. So, like Colette said, this day and age, but dude, Katrina for us, dude, I had to take pictures. The longest thing was waiting. Then you had to go find like K&B or Eckerd's or Walgreens to develop your photos.
Right.
Which was bananas.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, whereas now, upload.
Of course.
And it's there. So, like you said, I mean, Emil does this stuff. So, I mean, a lot of these people, like you said, they're scrambling. So, like your boy who does this, for him, he might head over to Lake Charles, in the next week or two, and they're going to give him a list of policy holders and go, all right, go assess.
Go out there.
Yep, that's what happens. Yep. So don't wait, because it's pointless. Then your stuff's all messed up.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, all right, I'm going to work.
Go make it happen, young lady. Thank you.
Answer the phone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sending all my love.
Got it.
Sending all my love.
Like we talk about pictures that'll forever be in your mind. I remember the day before we left.
Turn her mic off.
The day before we left for Katrina, I was standing in my room, and everyone was in there watching the storm about to hit, like on the TV, and I was like, wow.
2 minutes.
I'll forever remember that photo of watching my dad, friend, my mom.
Because my wife at the time was pregnant, I sent her off. She went to Fort Polk, hang out with her sister, and I remember I had a 2-story house right in the heart of Metairie, and I remember thinking, I'll be okay. And then the parish president at that time, who I think he's in jail now, Bruce, but he came on and said, I'm like, I'm on a second story, I'll be fine. He's like, even if you're on a second story, you better have an axe, you better have a pick to get out of your...
Right.
And man, it just hit me. So at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, by that time the winds were starting to hit. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, we left at like
1 minute.
5 a.m. and we were starting to go west, and then everyone was going west to Texas and stuff, and my dad and the lady we were going with were like, let's go east. So we didn't have any traffic or anything. We got to Florida.
Especially with wind damage, roofs blown off.
Right, exactly.
That's
Put
what
the
it
torch
was.
on, vacuum.
1 minute.
Rate watch this segment?
Yeah. Hey, we're going to do rate
30.
watch, Dave.
Yep. Okay, I got you.
Dave's always got that click ready. Rate watch might get dropped. Boom.
Hey, what's up, Carlos? You're welcome. Thank you for hanging out.
Hold on, little girl. Show me what he's done to you.
Welcome back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. If you want to join the show, 504-260-0995, or you can shoot an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. Hey, got an email during the break. Hey, what is that Queen's phone number again? It's 985-951-2070. Or you could visit themonarchins.com. Themonarchins.com. We appreciate Colette, Total Home Authority, taking a few minutes with us. This segment's brought to you by A-List Roofing. Visit A-ListRenovations.com. That's A-ListRenovations.com. They are the royalty of roofing. No doubt they are busy over in West Louisiana right now. Hey, don't pay for a new roof until you speak with them. I personally saved over $10,000 and have used them several times, as have many of my clients. Free estimates and free inspections. A-ListRenovations.com. Hey, this, what is it, Tuesday or Wednesday? Whatever date September 2nd is, it's our monthly home buying webinar. September 2nd. Go to mortgagegumbo.com, click on the events page, okay, and sign up. It's free. It's from 6 to 7. It's the first, is that a Tuesday or a Wednesday?
That is a Wednesday.
It's the first Wednesday of every single month. So go check that out. You don't want to miss it. It's absolutely free. Pop the top, pour a glass of vino, and hang out with us. Moms, dads, grandpa, grandmas, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers. You want them out of your house? Say, hey, come hang out with me for a little bit. Come hang out with us. You sign up for it the day of the event. We send you over a link, and then we do the event. You do not want to miss it. Again, visit mortgagegumbo.com, click on events, and sign up for our monthly home buying webinar. Let's get into our weekly segment we like to call Rate Watch. So, rates. Last week, the world came to an end. So we thought, right? The government put a 50 BIP fee on it. Well, guess what? Everybody was complaining, and the government giveth, the government taketh away, and then guess what? They gave it back, which is a great thing. And we saw some benefits. Powell spoke this week saying that, hey, we're going to let inflation go up a little bit more. We're not going to hold steady to this 2%. So what does that mean? That is a good thing. And rates sort of responded to that. So last week you had a 30-year conventional was at 3.07. We're at 2.93. So guess what? We're right back where we were in the beginning of August. So you're in good shape. You're in good shape. Okay? 15-year, 2.50. FHA, 2.38. Jumbo, 3.60. VA continues to be in the mid-twos. And then the 5-1 ARM actually went up. Adjustable rate actually went up from 3 to 3.06. You need to visit if you're unsure. Can I be a homeowner? Should I refinance? We're still getting 10, 15 of these a day. Go to snapsendandsave.com. Snapsendandsave.com. Yes, you will speak to me. You will speak to my assistant, Abby. You will speak to Sam. But you will always talk to me personally when it comes down to discussing what your options are. Okay? So, but Sam, sort of explain to everybody about the fee and why that was done and, you know, just kind of give your insight on this.
So the FHFA, the Federal Housing Finance Agency, put out a fee, the Adverse Market Refinance Fee. And that was to make up their losses from COVID because Fannie and Freddie Mae have so many mortgages out there, and 5 million, I believe it was 5 million people went into forbearance. So they lost a lot of payment, billions of dollars in payments. they're projected to lose $6 billion. So they put this 0.5% fee, which is $500 for every 100,000 borrowed on every loan to make up some of those losses.
And I personally, unlike a lot of people out there, I want to say I was okay with it. And let me tell you why. Because number one, see, I'm working directly with them. So my rates are already lower than any of the other people out there. Any banks that you're talking to, anybody like that, my rates and my fees are lower. And I'm proud to say that because we bust our rear end to be accepted by Fannie, Jennie Mae, and Freddie Mac. It's an honor. And a lot of you need to ask, hey, are you part of the GSE? And if they can't tell you, it's because they weren't accepted. Their business isn't quality enough to be accepted by them. So those brokers out there, that you're paying a higher rate. It's that simple. You're paying a higher rate. So I'm okay with this because as we mentioned last week, before the Fed stepped in with COVID and started buying trillions of dollars in securities, these rates were, the 30-year was 4, the 15-year was 3.5, FHA was 3.75. I mean, we're talking a point. FHA, I mean, that's a 1.5 lower. Jumbo, every single one is over a point lower. So the 50 basis points.
And that's even with the fee, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Right. So understand, now you got a little bit of a reprieve. So that is going to last. It was through September 1st. So that is going to last through December 1st.
Right. They're pushing it back to December 1st.
So, but here's what I want all of you to understand. That doesn't mean wait till November 25th to call. You need to, if you're considering refinancing, that fee is going to go back up. So you got a little bit of a crystal ball now. And I did talk about it last week, how I thought how they handled it was sort of wrong. I'm okay with the fee. Okay? Because a lot of that fee, just so most of you understand, I was eating that fee. I wasn't passing that on to my borrowers. Okay? I was taking care of that as your lender. So what you need to understand is this. Don't wait. Because right now, and even though during these times, we're still averaging on our purchases right at 18 days. Our refinances are right over 20 days. That's still half the time of what the nation's doing. It is taking more time. And lenders are strapped right now. They are.
But everyone's strapped, too.
Everybody. Listen,
appraisers are strapped. Underwritings are strapped. Insurance companies are strapped. Title companies are strapped. Everybody is pushed to the limits because of the all-time low rates and record volume. People are taking advantage of it.
Look at it like the restaurant that you go to that you have a wait. Greg Ricks brought this to my attention years ago. I'm like, I don't want to go there as a wait. He goes, so you don't want to go to a place where you're guaranteed the food is good. And I said, never thought of it that way. So think about it right now. That means you're part of something great. You're taking advantage. You're right in there with a lot of people who are taking advantage, and they are giving themselves a better quality of life. That's why we created SnapSendAndSave.com during this time. We want to be able to answer your questions and let you know.
Yeah, that rolled out at the end of March, right? Beginning of April?
Started in April.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, we're helping hundreds of people. We've got a buyer this week who went out and we're able to help. So there's a lot of good things that are going on with that. So if you're unsure, if you thought, well, I don't know, I haven't done it yet, look at it. We're saving people tens of thousands of dollars. So again, if you want to be part of our home buying webinar, visit MortgageGumbo.com. Visit MortgageGumbo.com. Go sign up. It's free. It's absolutely free. The day of the event, you will get a link to join us, and it will be what I hope is fantastic. We're basically going to take you through what your options are. We're going to take you through what's available to you as a first-time home buyer. And just, hey, if you're getting back into that market. So we'll be there with you. Hey, on the other side of the break, we're still going to talk about what are some credit moves that will wreck your mortgage. Okay? They sound simple, but it happens all the time. And for everybody listening, send me an email to info@mortgagegumbo.com. I don't care if you're working with somebody else. Let me send you my 10 commandments when applying for a mortgage. Because every single week I see so much of people throwing away the opportunity to be a homeowner. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein on iHeartRadio, 504-260-0995.
I look 'cause they're so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time.
Dave, you got me feeling like I'm in a club in here.
Yeah. But a club that me and Dave grew up in, not you.
No, I know.
Exactly.
But I like that music, though.
Yeah.
Club
That's
Gumbo.
before,
Kenny's Key
that's
West.
before
Senior Frogs.
synthesizers. You know what I mean? That's like when people had a voice.
Right. No auto-tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a Banks rate beat Fannie or Freddie.
No, God, no.
Not even close.
Listen, I mean, it's...
And I've probably looked at like 400 different people now at this point, and there's not been one time.
Right. LinkedIn said, I'm out. At least on here.
Yeah. I don't have an account to look at it.
Well, the battery. So I don't know if that phone just being an older phone.
Oh, you mean Instagram?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So how do y'all do the fantasy show? Like each segment's like a position group or something? Like
Yeah,
quarterback,
we'll
running
talk
back,
about,
wide receiver, tight
hey,
end.
who's your top 10 overall positions?
Gotcha.
Sleepers, boss.
All right, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Had no idea Jason was such a guru.
Incredible.
Really? Yeah, we'll see.
If you're listening, Jason, he's calling you out, son.
Dude, I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like the Houston Rockets with fantasy football. I score a lot of points. I get to the championship, never win. I've been there 4 times, never won.
You're the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, with what's his name? That quarterback.
Jim Kelly.
Yeah, Jim Kelly. It's all about running backs. All about
10 seconds.
We're back. You're listening to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein right here on iHeartRadio. One segment left for you. We appreciate you hanging out with us on what is the 15th year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Hey, make sure you go back and check if you want to listen to the podcast. We had the Queen of Insurance in here giving tips earlier in the first segment earlier. So, hey, this segment's brought to you by Supreme AC and Electric. 30 years of experience to the entire New Orleans metro area. Jody and Jeff, Supreme AC and Electric, doing commercial and residential. I sent them so many people this week. Do you need a generator, right? Something like that. That's pretty popular this week. Guess what? These guys can do those for you as well. So, hey, on the North Shore, 985-773-9983. On the South Shore, 504-812-7193. Hey, let's get into our weekly segment this week that's brought to you by, we'll call it Did You Know? Bienvenue Plumbing and Repairs, the Paisana Pipes. BienvenuePlumbing.com. 3 words. And I don't think when it comes to plumbing, there's anything better. Reliable, professional, affordable. Over 20 years of experience, licensed and insured. BienvenuePlumbing.com. Listen, any of our Total Home Authority members, just visit MortgageGumbo.com. These folks have been vetted. I've used them personally. Go there and check out the Total Home Authority. When you need services, I've got them there when it comes to your home. There's one place to go, and that's MortgageGumbo.com. So, all too often, it's unfortunate that we see mistakes happening during the loan process. But I wanted to get with you on a few things that I see that can absolutely wreck your mortgage. Okay? Number one is disputing credit accounts. Every day I talk to someone, and I want to repeat, the Credit Karmas, the Credit Wises, all those credit reporting services, they are just for that, for reporting. They are what's called soft pulls. Hard pulls is what affects your credit score. That's when you're getting a lending decision made. So if it's a credit card, an automobile, a mortgage.
In another word for that's a soft inquiry versus a hard inquiry.
That's correct. Right. Exactly. So there's no way that their information can be correct. Okay? But when you are disputing, when you dispute accounts, when you go through some of these smuckatellis out there who go, oh, we can help you with your credit. We have to, when we go through the lending process, we use an underwriting system called automated underwriting. AUS is what it's called for Fannie and Freddie, okay? And all investors use that unless you're looking at going through rule development. They have something called GUS. But most things, when you come to a dispute, okay, we have to get those removed. We have to get you to take them out of a dispute status. So when that happens, when you put it in dispute, it's like it never happened before. So it's like, hey, everything's fine with the credit. But then when we take that credit that you're disputing, well, guess what that does? 99.9% of the time, okay, that when we take it out of a dispute status, it negatively affects your credit score. So don't dispute. Repair it. Fix it. Get with them. Ask them, what is it going to take for me to help you get this off of my credit, okay, and get you to remove it. Negotiate with them. And if it's over a couple years old, let that dog lie. Don't wake up that sleeping dog. Okay? So disputes. Okay? That's the devil's work in silence. Here is something else. Applying for credit during the loan process. You cannot do that. Don't wait, whether it's your 90 days same as cash. You want to have that amazing car that's got to look good inside in your driveway. You can't have that.
Yeah, don't take out any new debt during the loan process.
Yeah, I mean, this week, and it doesn't matter how much we share the 10 Commandments, this week, we've got a borrower that chances are, unfortunately, we're going to have to turn them down. Because during this time, they went out and got a loan, an SBA loan. Well, when we take in that payment, it blew their debt ratio out of the water.
The sad thing is, though, is we're like 80% through this process.
Yeah.
It's not like they just walked in and were like, hey,
week.
Can I qualify? It's, yeah, you're qualified. We sent you to underwriting. We're back. We're about to close you next week. And then
it got found. They're going to find it. There's things out there. That's why it's very, very important to make sure. And this leads into number 3, which is recent debt not reported on credit bureaus. Recent debt not done on credit bureaus. You've got to let us know. The underwriters, the investors, before they purchase they know. The day of your loan closing, when your loan is cleared to close, one of the processes is we've got to verify credit. They also run what's called UDM, undisclosed debt report. And if there's a new inquiry, we need to know about it. And chances are, if all of a sudden something pops up from SBA or some lender, some installment loan, oh, no, I didn't get it. Well, they're not going to accept that. So then what we got to look at is, what are the terms if you were to accept it? And we don't want that to come back and bite you. Okay? So there's nothing more important than the purchase of your home. Putting that roof, that security over your family's head. So, again, let me recap for you here. Okay? On those disputes, I understand. Listen. Disputing is different than removing wrong information. 1 out of 4 of you listening, 25% of you have wrong stuff on your credit report. Get that corrected. That's easy. You contact the credit bureau and you get them to correct it. 25% have the wrong information on their credit report.
I'm one of them.
That's
I'm
right.
going through it right now.
That's right. You are.
Working
and it
on
dropped your credit score 70-something points.
90
points.
Yeah. Equifax needs to fix it.
Right, because of wrong information. So disputing is different than wrong information. Disputing is kind of the shortcut, the fool's goal, the too good to be true, the get quick now scheme that never works. That's what disputing credit accounts are. Then again, remember, number 2, don't apply for credit during the loan process. I'm not telling you not to go see and get with multiple folks to see who's going to give you the best opportunity. I'm not saying not to have multiple people pull your credit score, because that's a myth out there that the Smuckatellis like to make you believe as well.
Right. Dwayne, real quick, I wanted to touch on this. The median sales price of existing homes sold in the U.S. was $304,100 in July of 2020. That's the first time in the U.S. history that the median sales price is over $300,000.
So, existing home sales. So, again, what are we telling you? Why did we create Snap, Send, and Save? Because existing, that's not new bills. That's people. There's inventory out there if you're motivated. So don't buy into there's no houses out there for me, this, that, and the other. Get yourself pre-approved. There's opportunities out there. I get what that price is, and it's saying it's all-time high. Listen, everything costs more today. We didn't even get into the Fed's conversation about inflation. Maybe we'll touch on that next week.
1 minute.
And another thing, if you're on the fence of selling, there's not a better time to sell.
Absolutely.
I mean,
get with us. I put people in touch with our agents every single week. Hey, check out, as always, after the show, check out our podcast. Sign up for the Rue newsletter at mortgagegumbo.com. We appreciate your show. Home buying webinar this week. On Wednesday the 2nd. Go to mortgagegumbo.com, click events, and sign up. It's absolutely free.
30.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. Stay safe out there. And until next week, Gumbo Nation, you know what to do. Keep stirring the pot.